Right, now we've escaped with Grandpa, had adventures with Gangsta Granny and journeyed with Bad Dad. But now we're off in search of the Megamonster in the next instalment from best-selling children's author David Walliams, who joins us now. It's good to see you.
Hello, lovely to see you both.
Nice to have you back in here. And congratulations on this.
Thank
Here it is.
you.
This is what everybody wants to get their hands on. And it's officially #1 bestseller, fastest-selling children's book of 2021. So it's doing really well, as everybody would expect. But your son, we have to give some credit for this one, don't we?
Who you've met, yes, Alfred. He has lots of brilliant ideas, and we often talk about things we'd like to read stories about. And one of the things he said, wouldn't it be great if there was a monster made up of all the different, most scary monsters in the world, and it'd be called the Megamonster, Dad? He goes, that should be the title of your next book. And I was like, OK, yeah, that's a great title. I just need to work out the story.
Yeah.
And so when we go on, like, walks with the dog and stuff like that, we'd think about where the story could be set and all these kind of things. And he'd feed in the ideas. And he'd go, but, Daddy, you do the writing of it, Daddy, because that's the hard bit. But then recently he said, please, could I have 50% of the royalties?
Not silly, is
So,
it?
yeah.
Right too.
I said, you'll get them one day, but not now. And so, yes, he helped me with it, and it was a lot of fun. And a lot of people were saying to me, oh, are you going to write a book about lockdown for kids? And I thought, no, it sounds a bit
Been through
boring.
enough.
And I thought, really fun to have an escapist book. So a lot of the action is set in a school called the Cruel School, which is on a volcanic island in the middle of a shark-infested sea. So it's a really escapist book for kids, and hopefully it's as funny as it is scary.
Well, you've also met, obviously, great characters, as you always have. I mean, there's a touch of Hogwarts about the school, and also you've got your Snape in there as well. Doctor is your sort of
is the villain,
character,
yeah. So Doctor is the science teacher, and she is turning the children into monsters one by one, so she can take over the world. And I had a lot of fun creating the baddie, because the baddies are what really drive the story. You know, you don't really have a story unless you have a good baddie. And I wanted it to be like a kind of anti-Hogwarts, because I think Hogwarts would be quite a fun place to go, but the Cruel School is really like a terrifying place to be sent. You get sent there if you're naughty. Your teacher at your normal school sends you to this place, the Cruel School.
Which kids are just going to love, because they love stuff like that. And what it is you've got that combination of sort of the fantastical and amazing and funny, but all wrapped up in this sort of absolute nightmare. And it seems to be like the recipe for success.
Well, I think kids really like being scared, don't they? I mean, you know, they always talk about watching Doctor Who behind the sofa or whatever, and they love scary books. So it's like, you want it to be scary enough, but not too scary. And so what I try and make sure is that there's sort of humour peppered throughout. And the girl who's the heroine of the story is called Larka, and she loves making loads and loads of jokes. So she has a lot of fun with Doctor's name, for example. And so I want to make sure that the scary bits and the funny bits are all sort of mixed up together, so it never becomes too intensely scary.
And is Larka a bit like you when you were at school?
Well, I did like making jokes, and I did used to, every 6 months, your class would get to take an assembly. So you get to do something on the stage in front of the rest of the school. And I used to do, like, spoofs of, like, game shows and things like that, like Game for a Laugh or Blankety Blank and stuff. And I used to get the teachers out of the audience and put custard pies in their faces. And I would be the most popular person in the school till about lunchtime, because no one had ever seen anything like that. So I was quite cheeky. And that's what the heroine of the story gets sent to this school, because she's cheeky. She doesn't really do anything wrong. She's just been a bit cheeky.
Was it your metalwork teacher?
My metalwork teacher, during metalwork... Did you ever do metalwork?
Yes, I did. Mr. Turver was our metalwork teacher.
Well, I had a different one, but... so we'd just be, like, filing away at metal for, like, 2 hours or something, and the teacher used to find me so annoying, because I'd be talking all the time, and he used to say to me, I will give you £1 if you don't speak from now until the end of the lesson.
So he paid you to be...
He paid me, bribed me, just not say anything.
Did it work?
He found me so irritating. He did, but sometimes I just forgot, and then I just go like that, and oh no, I'm not going to be able to buy.
So you could actually save up your pounds from metalwork?
Well, no, I generally then instantly spent them in the tuck shop.
Oh, straight away.
Which is what I did. But,
That makes sense.
But yeah, I'm still quite annoying, but I was particularly annoying then.
You've got so much. I mean, there's obviously the book, but there's also lots of other things to look forward to. I know you're writing at the moment, but you've also got the West End show, which is happening.
Billionaire Boy is coming into the Garrick Theatre over the summer, so very soon it's starting. So if you are looking for a show to take your family to, it's a really fun musical version of the show. So it's been touring the country, but only now have the actors been able to get back on stage. I'm really excited for them because I've got so many friends who are actors and comedians who said, you know, they haven't been able to do anything at all. I mean, Jimmy Carr told me he'd not earned £1 all year. Now, I didn't feel that sympathetic towards him, but you know, I felt lucky I had the writing.
Yeah.
So that show's going in the West End. Yeah, there's a ride at Alton Towers as well. I mean, it's crazy. It's amazing what's happening.
And was it going to the theatre and seeing a performance that got you interested in all of this?
Yeah, I was very lucky. My mum and dad took me and my sisters to the theatre a lot. And I got to see Michael Crawford in Barnum when I was a kid. Did you? Well, were you in the UK then, or?
I think I was, yeah.
Oh, and so yeah, so I loved him anyway because I was a massive fan. Of some others do have him, and I got to see that, and it was like, you know, when you're a kid, it's like someone on stage, they're like a god.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They've got everyone in the palm of their hands. You know, everyone's laughing and applauding and stuff like that. And I was thinking, oh wow, I'd love to be like that.
And did you eventually meet him?
And then I met him, yeah, and I told him that, and he was very, very chuffed. Obviously, he had no idea I was sat in the audience, but it's interesting, isn't it, those moments, you know, when you have that thing where you think, oh, that's what I want to do, and that was definitely one. But I was lucky, my parents took me to lots of things. I got to see Frankie Howard as well, who's a Carry-On star, people might know. People of a certain age will know who he is. You probably don't know.
No, I do.
You do
I
know
do
who he
know
is.
who you're
You definitely know who he is.
I definitely know who he is, yeah.
And I got to see him, and a funny thing happened on the way to the Forum, and got his autograph and everything, yeah. So I still like getting people's autographs.
See, the thing is, if you think about it, there must be a generation of kids that are being inspired by what you're doing, like sort of writers, budding writers, reading these books.
Yeah. I mean, also meeting people who are sort of in their early 20s who go, yes, I used to read your books when I was little. Is that, what?
Oh, you're that same.
How old am I? But the first book was actually 13 years ago.
Was it really?
2008, yeah, The Boy in the Dress. So yeah,
That's
I think
what I'm reading with Chester
it'll
at the
be
moment.
one day when someone comes up to me and says, I used to read your books as a kid and now I read them to my kid. And then I'll know I've made it as a children's author, because I guess if it skips a generation, you know, like the great writers do, then I guess you're in a good place.
And you are writing a sequel to one you've allegedly, to one you may have written before.
That's
You're not
I'm writing a
what it
sequel.
is.
I've never really done a sequel before. I've done World's Worst Children 1, 2 and 3, but I'm writing an actual sequel. But I'm not allowed to say what it is
Which
yet.
one?
Well, I'm not allowed to say what it is.
Nice to snuck that
I
in.
will tell you.
Ask us nicely.
I will tell you later.
OK.
But it's exciting. It's exciting.
That is really
I'm
exciting.
chuffed.
It's lovely to see you.
Thank
Here you go. It says on that, from multi-million best-selling author. There it is, Megamonster. That's the book that we've been talking about. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.